Hello and welcome back to the Tea and Soju C-Drama podcast, your safe spot for C-Drama chatter. I'm your host, Liliana, and it's time to sit back, grab your tea, and let's chat Asian dramas. In today's episode, we are going to be doing a currently watching. So this is going to be how my currently watching list is looking like at the end of April 2025. Just some housekeeping before we get into the episode. If you like the podcast, please like, share, and subscribe on the platform you listen on. That really helps the podcast reach other listeners. For more content, check out Patreon, where you can find behind the scenes, first impressions, movie reviews, and more. I would like to thank my patrons are Purple Dinosaurus, Marta, Caitlin, Lorna, Cheryl, Rasheen, Nancy, Suze, Amanda, Jane, Cindy, Tate, Valerie, Catherine, Julia, Sandra, Naz, JM, HC, Haley, Maria, Nikki, Laura, Tia, Danielle, Sarah, and Judy Kell. Thank you guys so much for all, being patrons. Your help goes a long way for the podcast to keep running smoothly. And finally, if you would like to chat to me or find a community, check out Discord, Instagram, and other socials. The link is in the episode notes. So I feel like this month feels very much like I'm watching a lot and I'm watching nothing at the same time, if that makes sense, because I have quite a few dramas that I'm like dipping in and out of, but I don't feel like I'm watching much of anything that I'm really, really, really loving, which is a little bit sad. I think it's been that way since we wrapped up First Frost, but I feel like May, June, July, and then going into August possibly. So these months, I feel like they may be, good drama months for us. I feel like Aichi and Tencent and whatnot have been putting out their they've been doing their conferences, and the dramas that they're putting out are looking good. So, one can only hope that we're going to have a really good summer in terms of dramas. I feel like we're not quite there where 2023 was giving C Drama Land and K Drama Land. I feel like we're not quite there, but we're definitely better off than 2024. So I feel like we're somewhere in the middle. Whether 2025 can rise to the challenge and match 2023 dramas, we shall see. But, one can only hope. So, if you're new here, I do my currently watching in categories. The categories being absolutely loving dramas that I'm chasing episodes and are completely obsessed with, loving dramas, so dramas that I'm really enjoying but not quite obsessed with, but keeping up with new episodes. And then we have the enjoying category, the ones I am enjoying and casually watching, maybe maybe some episodes behind. And then we have the meh category. These are dramas that I may drop soon, but for now I am still watching. Something keeps me watching. They're not sure yet category. Dramas I have watched a very few episodes and I'm still undecided about. The back burner shows, the dramas I want to binge over the next month, dramas I dropped, the looking forward to starting in the next month or, whenever. And then we have my anime category, which is just, what I've been watching anime wise. And then the completed dramas. Now, the completed dramas this month are a little bit longer because I didn't actually do a currently watching in March. The reason being was that I was barely watching anything. I think I was watching like 2 shows, and the episode would have just been very, very short. And it worked out that the first Frost episode had to be split into 2 parts. Well, it didn't. I could have done, given you a 4-hour episode in one go, but wouldn't make sense to do it that way. So because it was getting split anyways, I thought, well, I'll just put part 2 on the docket instead of doing a currently watching. So that's what ended up happening. And I think it worked out okay just because it gave me a little break. I'm not going to lie. So because when I do stuff like that, I don't think, when stuff like that happens where one episode gets split into 2, it means that like for 2 weeks, I don't really have to worry about the podcast because I queue the episodes up, and that allows me to behind the scenes have little breaks, and you guys don't even sort of realize that that's happening because you're still getting episodes every week, if that makes sense. So that's the way that I tend to try and work, the new schedule, is that for a month or two, I record a lot, and then I get like a couple of weeks where I don't have to worry about anything. So that works out really well because I get little breaks. You guys get an episode every week. So it just, I feel like it works the best. So the only other thing that has changed, and I'm going to try out now, when I don't know if you guys are going to like this or not, so you're going to have to let me know. But I have been reading so much lately, and I've been listening to lots of audiobooks. If you don't know, the job that I work at, I can basically have my headphones in all day, and I do 10-hour days. So I can literally do a book a day, 2 books a day, because I do not listen to them on, one speed. I listen at like 2.5 speed. So I can get through books very, very quickly. And I have been wanting to talk about it, talk about some of the books that I really, really enjoy. But I'm like, I don't want um to give that its all corner, or I don't really, some people are like, oh, maybe start a bookstagram or something like that, but I feel like that's going to be a lot of work, and the podcast already keeps me busy enough, and I don't want that to be more time spent on social media, which I already do too much of. So my idea is that at the end of the month, in my currently watching episode, I will do a segment right at the end of the episode, which is like my book corner. And I will just talk about some of the books that I really, really loved over the last month. Now, this was something I was already doing, but I would have done it in the middle of this episode, and what I've recently read, that sort of thing. And normally it's books that are inspired by Asian mythology or written by Asian authors. But I thought I would, open up that corner and just make it a book corner in terms of everything that I've read, whether it be, Western books, Asian books, whatever it may be, just books that I've read and really, really enjoyed over the last month. Obviously, I'm not going to go through my whole TBR because I can get through, I'm not going to lie, I can probably get through 10 books, 15 books a month. So I'm obviously not going to do that, but I'm just going to cherry pick a few that I really loved over the month. And this will be, right at the end of the episode. So I will do my completed dramas for the month, and then I will move into the book corner. And that means that if you guys are not necessarily interested in that segment, you can just skip it. End the episode, at the completed dramas, and you'd have listened to all of my drama chatter. And then you can sort of, if you enjoy the book chatter, you can listen on. If you don't, you can walk away. So I thought this would be a fun experiment. So that's what we're going to do this month. We're going to put that right at the end of the episode. Please, please, please let me know if this is something that you want me to continue, if it's something that, you enjoy listening to, if it's, I don't know, just let me know some feedback on it because I'm still very unsure, but I'm going to try it anyways. So let's dive into the episode because I feel like it might be a shorter one anyways. But my absolutely loving category, it's no surprise, it's empty. I am not absolutely loving anything. I haven't done so since the first frost. The one that could have filled that spot, and I'll tell you exactly what it is. So my loving category does have one drama on it, and it's When Life Gives You Tangerines. Now, I am so upset that this drama is here, and the reason being was I was chasing episodes that I was like absolutely loving this drama, and then I haven't got much left. I think I've got like the last 4 episodes or something like that, of When Life Gives You Tangerines. The day that the last episode aired, within about 20 minutes, I opened my Instagram and somebody spoiled the whole ending of the drama. And I'm like, I'm going to be going a bit of a tangent here. I'm sorry, but 20 minutes of the episode airing and you spoil it, no spoiler warning, nothing. It's literally just for clicks. And it drove me nuts that I got spoiled on it. And I know it's a romance story. Like, I know the vague beats, but I didn't want to be spoiled. I wanted to watch it, and it's kind of ruined the drama for me a little bit, which is something that's never really happened because I don't mind spoilers normally. But with this one, I was just enjoying watching it so much that I really didn't want to be spoiled. I wanted to get the full experience. And now that I'm like 4 episodes behind, but I already know what the outcome is, I feel like I've lost a little bit of my momentum that I was watching. And, not that I won't finish it, I definitely will because I don't want that spoiled, well, to spoil my experience of the show. But I have lost a little bit of my momentum, and now I'm just like trying to forget a little bit of the ending so that I can go back and just finish out those 4 episodes. Now, if you don't know what When Life Gives You Tangerines is about, it is a Korean drama. It's now the highest thing rated on MDL out of everything. It stars IU and Park Bo-gum. It also stars Moon Suri and Park Hae-jun. Now, this is one of IU's best work. I'm not even gonna lie. It is a Netflix production. It is 16 episodes and I am obsessed with it. I really, really like it. It's the MDL description just reads, "It is a story that resembles a tribute to our parents' tender and still youthful seasons when they were so young, including the story of mother's first love, father's heroic tales, grandma's rebellious youth, and grandpa's romantic era. A son is rebellious but gets nervous every time she rebels. She is not well off but is always shining and full of positivity. She dreams of becoming a poet although she cannot attend school, and she is bold. She is a bold character who doesn't hide any emotions. Guan Shik is an extremely diligent and quiet character. Romance is not a strength for him, and he doesn't know how to act if Asun cries or laughs, but he is a silent warrior who only loves Asun from the very beginning and pours his all into loving her." It is such a beautiful, beautiful show. It's like a homage to, like it says, to parents and to families and to love. It's truly, truly beautiful. Like I said, I was loving this. I was so there for this. And then somebody went and ruined it for me. So like I said, I will definitely finish this out and hopefully, being spoiled doesn't spoil my experience too much a bit, but I just have those last 4 episodes and I'll definitely go back and sort of listen in. So let's jump into my enjoying category where I actually have quite a few things on here. The first one being The Spy Realm. Now, this is a Chinese drama. It says it's 78 episodes on Viki. It's not 78 episodes. I feel like it's like 38 episodes of 50 minutes or 78 episodes of 20 minutes. It's an iQIYI drama, but the only place you can watch it is Viki because it's kind of like a little bit boy-ish, like in the boy-L territory, although you don't see much of it. So basically you can only watch it on Viki, and so on Viki they did the 38 episodes of 45 minutes. I am actually gonna be reviewing this, so I'm quite excited. I'm gonna have some guests to review this with, and I'm enjoying it. I'm not very far in. I think I'm about episode 4 of 38. So I'm actually quite excited to see how this shapes up, and it's an interesting concept. The MDL description reads, Ling Zhu Shi finds himself inexplicably thrust inside a mind-bending reality dictated by an enigmatic virtual reality game where he must pass 12 doors to escape. The catch, each door initiates new mysteries to solve and conditions to abide by. So it's very, very interesting. I'm enjoying it as of right now. So I'll be gradually watching that so I can then, review it. So the next one I'm watching doesn't really have that great of a a rating over on MDL, but I randomly saw this on Viki, and I was like, I was bored. I'm gonna start it. It's called Breeze by the Sea. It's a 2024 Chinese drama. No, sorry. It is a 2024 Taiwanese drama. It is 18 episodes of 45 minutes, and it stars Chen Bo-lin as our main male lead and Poof Ku as our female lead. Now, I know none of these actors except one of the support guys who is called Charles Lin, and he's been in things such as Under the Skin 2 as a guest role, but he's also been the main role in Romance for the Blind Master, Love Between Fairy and Devil. He played, oh my goodness, what did he play? He played Dylan Cody's Dylan Wang's like assistant. That's the guy. So that's really the only actor that I knew in this cast, and I stumbled across it and I was like, do you know what, I'm gonna try it. So the MDL description just reads, although Bai Yun Mo is a superstar actor who just won a top actor award, he's been plagued by rumors that he's difficult to work with. Following a series of scandals, he's forced to take a vacation in Kinmen Islands. Lee Hao Nu, the guest house manager of the Seaside Breeze Vacation property, was thrilled to receive Yun Mo's reservation, as she was struggling with business in the off-season. However, Hai Nu soon discovers the superstar is unusually difficult to deal with, as the lifestyle that he's used to is completely different from the locals. While the two are initially at odds, the actor begins to warm towards Hai Nu after learning about her family history and experiencing familial warmth from her grandmother. So the reason I kind of went in is because it sounded similar to like maybe something akin, I don't know, to Meet Yourself, where the female lead goes into the countryside to kind of recoup. You know, the story itself is very different, but that sort of concept. Now, I didn't know this because this is the first time I'm kind of like opening the MDL page. This is a remake of the Korean top star Yu Baek from 2018, which stars Kim Joo Suk and John So Min. Now, I have never watched this drama. I've never watched this Korean one, so I don't know what it's like. And I didn't even know this was a remake. This has a fairly it has a 7.4 on MDL, but I'm not gonna let that influence me. Like, I'm gonna watch it and see what I think of it. I was more intrigued because I really love the location that they're filming at, and although the male lead seems like a jerk, I've literally watched I think 4 episodes. So as of right now, he's definitely still very much a jerk in jerk territory, but I like where they're filming. The female lead seems kind of fun. So that's, this was a very random pick for me from, Viki. Viki kind of threw it at me and I was like, okay, I'll try that. So the next one up, we are digging back into K-drama land and the drama Weak Hero Class 1. It is a 2022 Korean drama. It's 8 episodes. It's a wavy production, but it's airing. It's supposedly on Viki. I'm watching it on Netflix. iQIYI apparently also has it. This stars Park Ji-hoon. It stars Choi Hyun-wook, Hong Kyung. It also stars Kim So-gyum, Lee Yoon, and Shin Sung-ho. So that's the cast. There is already a sequel. I didn't know. I've been wanting to watch this for a hot minute. I really have, and I just haven't gotten around to it. The reason why we're not binging it is because I'm watching this with my partner, so we're just slowly making our way through it, if that makes sense. The second season has just come out as well, so it was a good time for us to, start watching. And I think we just come off watching, oh my goodness, oh, I forgot. We just come off watching another type of study group, and I thought, oh, maybe this is a perfect kind of tie-in to start this one. So MDL just reads, Yoon Shi-eun is a model student who ranks at the top of his high school. Physically, Yoon Shi-yoon appears weak, but by using his wits and psychology, he fights against the violence that takes place inside and outside of his school. So that's like a fairly straightforward, description for this drama. It is a content warning of 18 plus. So, do that what you will. But, I'm having fun. It is a lot heavier than Study Group. I think Study Group has a lot more comedy to it. This is definitely heavier. But I'm still enjoying it. But like I said, it is slow going because I'm watching it with my partner, and therefore, we just take a little bit longer. Now, the other one that I'm watching is in the my enjoying category is also a Korean drama, and it's called The Haunted Palace. This is currently airing. There's only 4 episodes aired right now at the time of recording, and I'm enjoying it so far. I don't know. I still need to make my mind up. I think the pacing is a little off for me as of right now, but I'm enjoying it and intrigued enough to keep watching. So this stars Yuk Song Jae as Yoon Gap. It stars Boona as Yori, and it stars Kim Ji Hoon as Lee Song, or he plays the king. This is on Viki, Netflix, and Wavy. I didn't know it was on Netflix. I'm watching it on Viki. So like I said, we're completely caught up. 4 episodes. My partner is watching this one with me, and it's kind of like our, Friday, Saturday. We sit down and we watch an episode of it. An episode each day. This is a Joseon Dynasty drama, but it's like with ghosts and shamans. So the MDL description reads: Yoon Gap is a government officer who works in the palace. He has a good reputation and has a handsome appearance. One day, Yoon Gap's body becomes possessed by an Imogi creature. Soon afterwards, people start talking about him as if he has lost his mind. The Imogi who possessed Yoon Gap is related to Yori, whose first love was Yoon Gap. Yori is the only granddaughter of a famous shaman who has a divine gift but refuses to accept her fate as a medium of spirit. Instead, she works as a glasses craftswoman. The Imogi needs Yori's body to ascend to heaven, but Yori won't allow it. After Yoon Gap becomes possessed, Yori enters the palace filled with powerful female ghosts and evil spirits. Meanwhile, King Yu Song is a reformist monarch who dreams of a strong Joseon nation. Weird and terrible incidents continue to take place within the palace. These are related to the powerful female ghosts who hold a grudge against the royal family. To get rid of the ghosts, Yoon Gap, Yori, and King Yu Song search for the secret of the female ghost. So we've only gotten like very snippets of the overarching theme. We don't know about this, resentment of the female ghost quite yet, but I'm still intrigued. I think it's going to be an interesting story, and I'm enjoying it. So we're keeping up with this one. Every episode almost ends on a little bit of a cliffhanger, so I feel like this would be even better as a binge, I suppose. But I'm enjoying it, and I don't want to get spoiled on it, so we're trying to keep up, with it as best as we can. As of now, the last one on my enjoying category, guys. I'm laughing because this is technically not a good drama. It truly is not a great drama. But am I having fun with it? Absolutely. So it doesn't say that this is an adaptation of Marry My Husband, but when I tell you this has frame for frame shots of Marry My Husband scenes, it absolutely does. It's one of these short length dramas. So it's 31 episodes of about, 15 minutes each. So it's very, very short format. It stars Lee Mo-zi as Shu Yan. It stars Dao Gao Zhang as the male lead. Now, if you don't know him, he is the male lead from Maiden's Revenge, or The Maid's Revenge. Abs Guy, as everybody likes to call him. And this is just hilarious. This show is funny. The first episode, right? I just have to tell you, the first episode, she meets him and whatnot. She's married to somebody, sounding familiar. And her husband is cheating on her with her best friend, sounding familiar. She's sick with cancer. Does it sound familiar? And then she comes into her home to surprise her husband, and she finds her husband with her best friend. And she overhears a conversation of him saying he's taken out an insurance policy on her. So when she dies, he's going to be rich. And basically, she's not dying quickly enough. And basically, he kind of like shoves her into a coffee table and she dies. And she wakes up and it's 5 years in the past. And, she wants to get rid of her husband. Does any of that sound familiar to you guys? Because that is the exact plot of Marry My Husband. The only thing they've changed is that the two male leads, so the one she ends up with, and then the, ex-husband are idols. That's their job. And she's an idol manager. Like, it is bonkers, but I'm here for it. Is it good? Absolutely not. Like, I don't think I would recommend this to anybody. This is one of those that it's so bad. It's probably still bad. Am I having fun with it? Yes, it's mindless fun to watch. And also it's just hilarious to see like how much can they get away with without calling it a remake of Marry My Husband. Because when I tell you the scenes are scenes for scenes, it truly is. Oh, also, I haven't even told you the best part. Do you guys want to know what this is called? It's called Her Trajecting. So it's a horrible name. I feel like they didn't even try with this name. So yeah, is this good? No. Do I recommend it? Probably not, unless you're in for some bonkers fun. Then yeah, if you know you're going in for that sort of thing, you're probably fine. So that's everything on my enjoying category. Next up, we have my meh category. These are dramas that I'm still watching. Whether I will finish them or not is debatable. The first one is Eat, Run, Love. Now, this was one I was kind of looking forward to. It stars Chen Fei Yu, or Arthur Chen, and Sabrina Zhuang, and as the main couple. It's one of those stories where they meet in college, they get together, they have a misunderstanding, they break up, and then you flash forward to the future or the present day, and they meet back up in kind of like a work setting, and they kind of have to figure out their stuff, basically. That is very much the description of this. I was still kind of enjoying it. For me, the problem with this is there's a lot of miscommunication and a lot of just not communicating enough, and that was a little bit of my problem. That pride gets in the way, which is understandable for what it is. They meet in college, and pride does get in the way at that age, and but I don't know. I feel like I wish they would have done the switch to the modern day story faster, instead of dragging out the past so much. I feel like honestly, it could have done with like a couple of episodes shaving off. I've watched 15 episodes at this point, so I probably will finish it because I'm more than halfway through and I'm just curious to see, you know, the arc where they are in present day. So it's 28 episodes and it's a Yoku drama, but it's also on Viki, so you can watch it on both of those platforms. And yeah, like I said, I will definitely finish it up. I think it's just a case of when will I finish it up. Now, the next one is one I don't know whether I'll finish up or not. It is the Demon Hunters Romance 2025 drama. It is 36 episodes. It's an iQIYI drama, and it's one that had been put in the vault because it stars Song Zu-ar, who had a tax evasion scandal, but then it was investigated, and it turns out that she was innocent. So they're kind of slowly getting her dramas out of the vault. So this one is Song Zu-ar and Ren Jialan. Like I said, it is an iQIYI drama, and it's one of those dramas where he is a demon hunter, she can see demons, and they kind of go and hunt demons together. Now, my problem is I've watched 10 episodes and I don't really see the chemistry between this couple, but also I don't necessarily like the female lead or her character. I don't know if whether it's the acting or whether it's the female lead. Now, some people have said her character grows and does get better as the drama goes on. So I may just try it a couple more episodes to see if I get more into the rhythm of it. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But we're gonna see where we end up with it. And then the other one that I have on my list is just the not sure yet category, and that is a drama called Serendipity, and that's just started airing at the time of recording. So I'm recording this on the 27th, and this just premiered on the 25th. So I've watched 5 episodes so far, and I'm still not quite sure for one reason. So this drama stars Lu Yu Xiao, who I adore. I really, really like her. It also stars Wang Ziqi as the male lead. Now, he is someone who I think personally, and I'm going to sound very shallow, but personally, I don't think he suits Hanfu or period costume that well. So I'm having a little bit of a hard time in that department a little bit. But so basically, what it is the female lead and the male lead have known each other for a very long time since they were kids. They've played together and whatnot. She's in love with him and wants to marry him. He is investigating the case of his Shifu, who was wrongfully accused and put to death, and he wants to clear his name. So basically he doesn't want to get married for that reason, and he kind of brushes her off. Something happens, her whole family gets annihilated, she barely escapes, but she falls down a mountain and loses her memory, right? And he finds her, and to protect her he kind of says, I'm your brother, you're my sister, this is your mother, and basically he kind of takes her with him. Now, before this, she was a high lady, noble lady. She took care of her father's shops and businesses, so she's very business savvy, but right now we don't see that too much. I think we will start to see her grow a business empire of her own, which will be interesting to see. I'm interested in that. What I don't necessarily like is the fact that he's pretending to be her brother, and for her it's going to be very complicated because I'm guessing she's going to develop feelings for him, but she's also going to be like, but he's my brother. So I don't know. I don't like this particular setup. I understand why it was done because he needed a reason to, take her with him. And this was the reason. I would have preferred, I'm not going to lie, I would have preferred for him to be like, you're my wife, and have like a pretend, I don't know. I don't know. But this is where we are. I don't know how well they're going to deal with this whole, they think they're brother and sister type of situation. So that's why I'm still a little bit unsure about this drama so far. But, we will see. So we're on to dramas that I dropped. One of them being the Korean drama The Witch. Look, I was just so confused with this drama, and I was like, this main couple is never together on screen. It's 10 episodes. I was really excited because it stars Park Jin Young, and that was mainly the reason I was going in. But yeah, I don't know, it just ended up not really working for me. So I ended up dropping this one. The female lead also just wasn't giving what I wanted it to give. She's Ro Jong Yu, and I don't think I've actually seen her in anything. I'm just gonna double check. Actually, she was in Our Beloved Summon. She played NJ, and I actually did like her character there. So that's interesting. Oh, so maybe it was just her character here and not necessarily the actress. So yeah, that was when I dropped. The story just wasn't working for me overall, and I was like, I don't necessarily see the point of this drama, so I ended up dropping it. And the other one that I dropped was not Love, Ski into Love. This is a Esther Yu and Lin Yi drama. It's a Yoku drama, modern day set. It's supposed to be a sports drama where he is a what's it called? He is a snowboard athlete, and she is a comics artist, and stuff happens. She gets stuck on this mountain, or she has to go to this mountain to get inspiration for a new book, and they meet. I don't know, it's 23 episodes, but it just wasn't for me. It started flailing a little bit. I think I only watched like 6 episodes and I was like, I'm just not in the mood for this type of drama. I think this type of drama just does not work for me anymore. It's very fluffy, overly sweet, and no substance. That's what it feels like. And I think dramas like that just unfortunately don't necessarily work for me anymore. So that's why I ended up dropping Ski into Love. And then for animes, I'm still plodding along on Apothecary Diaries season 2 and Happy Marriage season 2. Those are just going to be trotting along until they're finished. Now, Solo Leveling finished season 2, and my god, I adore this anime and I need season 3 immediately. I just love it. This anime is like Apothecary Diaries did the same, but Solo Leveling is also bringing all my love right back to anime, and I am here for it. So that's really only the animes that I've been sort of checking out and keeping up with. And then we are just going to move on to the completed dramas. And this includes dramas that I completed in March and April. I just lumped everything together. So the first one that is on the list is Love and Destiny. Now, if you listened to our drama trio review over on the No Sleep for Dramas podcast, you know that I was not a fan of this one, that I wish I could have dropped it, but I had to review it, so I had to finish it. I ended up scoring it like a 6 out of 10. It just wasn't for me. The storytelling, the acting, a lot of it just did not work for me. But if you want a full review, go and check out the full drama trio episode over on No Sleep for Dramas podcast, and then you can like listen to my opinions, Caitlin's and Jess's, and just see which court you land in. So the other one that I finished up also was Filter. Now this is a Chinese drama, WeTV drama. It stars Tan Jianxi and Li Landi. I ended up enjoying this one. It is bonkers. The girl basically gets a bracelet that is a filter that changes her face and whatnot, and chaos ensues with her and the male lead. I actually ended up reviewing this one over on Patreon. So if you want to hear more thoughts, you can go and check it out over there. I have a first thoughts and then a last thoughts finishing it up. And then the next one that I finished up was The Best Thing. I liked it. It's very actually saying that I didn't like Ski into Love because it was sugary sweet. The Best Thing is also very sugary sweet, very very sugary sweet. It's one of those stories that just feels very comforting. The reason why I think I liked The Best Thing so much, way more than than I did Ski into Love, even though they are both, like I said, sugary sweet, is because of the whole like traditional Chinese medicine aspect and the way they incorporated that into the show that really captured my attention. I also enjoyed the conversations that the couple was having, the main couple, and because it stars Zhang Ling He and it stars Shuru Han. And once they got together, I really enjoyed their relationships, their conversations. They were very mature as a couple and they grew together. So I think that's why I ended up enjoying this one so much. I ended up reviewing this one for Patreon as well, so there is a full review on this with notes and everything. I think it's like a 35-minute review for this one over on Patreon. So the other one that I finished was Study Group. I already mentioned it. I really, really liked this. I ended up scoring this a 9 out of 10. It was just fun to watch. I watched it with my partner. We all love fighting for the underdog, and this drama is absolutely that. It's 10 episodes, which I felt like was the perfect length for it. So it just worked for me. I loved the acting, especially from our male lead, Hwang Min Hyun. He was great as the male lead for this, and overall, I just really, really enjoyed this one. It was fun, but also serious at the same time. So yeah, so that was Study Group. I finished up Medical Examiner Dr. Chin from 2016. I am not going to touch this one very much. I enjoyed it, and that's all I'm going to say because there is going to be a review for this one coming up on the podcast very, very soon. So that's all I'll say. and, keep your ears perked up for the full review of that one. Then I also finished up Love in the Big City. Now, this one is a very short 8 episode K drama. It is a BL, and I liked it. I just don't think I liked it as much as I thought I was going to. So many people talked about this one and how good it was. I feel like I went in with super high expectations, right? And I just think those weren't quite met, which is a me problem. That is definitely a me problem. I should have lowered my expectations for it. It's a very interesting look at relationships and friendships and whatnot. So I enjoyed that aspect of it. But yeah, overall, it was just okay for me. I watched Rain Kissed Fate, which is a bonkers drama. It's a mini drama, 30 episodes of 14 minutes. So it's one of those very short, rich girls, poor guy, arranged marriage. It stars the same couple as Maid's Revenge. So that's why I went in. I was just and two cute kids as well. So that is, I gave it a 7.5. I'm never going to rate these high because, very rarely they are any good, but it's fun to just watch. So the other one I finished up was Uzutoki Rhetoric. It's a 2024 Japanese drama, and it finally became available on Viki. So this is a very, very interesting drama. It's one that I haven't really watched much in this era. It's set in the Showa era of Japan. And, this guy is a private investigator, and basically he meets a female lead who can tell lies by, just listening. So they kind of team up and, solve cases. That is the premise, the very, very basic premise of this show. And I ended up really enjoying it. I loved, there's a really, really nice found family aspect to it. The cases are fairly interesting for the most part. They could have been a bit better, the cases of it. They kind of wrap everything nicely enough, but still open enough that they could be a second season, which is interesting. But yeah, I just liked watching a different era from anything that kind of I've seen before. And the fact that the two of them make such a good team together, so that was interesting to watch. I also have fully reviewed this one over on Patreon, so if you're curious for a more in-depth analysis, you can look back there. And then I also did Way Back Love. I finished up, this is a Korean drama, and it's only 6 episodes. It's on Viki, and it stars Gong Young and Kim Min Ha. I liked it. Basically, these two are best friends in high school, and they truly love each other. And he dies, and he comes back as a Grim Reaper to her, and he basically tells her, "You're going to die in a week. Let's do all of these things." So it's a very, very interesting take and a very, very interesting look at grief. And how grief can shape your life. So I really enjoyed it for that aspect. It's a very short watch, 6 episodes, so definitely worth checking out. Now, the other one I finished up was Scarlet Heart, the OG 2011 Chinese drama, not the Korean drama. I'm not going to touch on this too much. Let's just say I really, really liked the Chinese drama, the OG one, and the drama trio are going to be reviewing it very, very soon on the podcast. So that's why I'm not going to touch too much on it. And then the last one I finished up is a Chinese, not a Chinese drama. It is a Chinese drama. It's called Such a Good Love, and it's a WeTV drama, and it stars Wang and Yu, and it stars Wang Yu Wen, and it has I don't know. I really liked it, guys. I really, really liked it, but this is not going to be for everybody. I do have a full review for this one on the podcast coming up the same day as this episode. So there's like a 45-minute review of this drama over on Patreon, which comes out the same day as this episode. So if you want like a more in-depth drama review for this, go and check that out. And one of the things that I'll say, somebody on MDL commented, now I don't listen to MDL comments very much, but this one stood out to me. And the comment says, this drama is for the arts, not the charts. And I completely agree. These characters are very flawed. They are very, characters that sometimes are greedy and unlikable. And it's not necessarily a happy ending in the way that people expect it to be. So I think not everybody's gonna like a drama like this. It's very, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. It's shot beautifully, like an indie film. It is stunning, 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 stunning. But the love story is not going to be to everybody's taste, I don't think. So I would say check out a couple of episodes, but keep in mind that this is the kind of drama where romance is affected by money, power, greed, and even pride, and how those emotions can hinder a relationship. So take that into account, because I think people, because it's rated like a 7.5 on MDL, and I think it's because people are expecting a overall like straight up rom-com romance story, and that is not what this is. So like I said, I overall enjoyed it, but I don't think it's going to be everybody's cup of tea specifically. So yeah. So that is everything. That is all the drama talk out of the way. That is everything I watched. That is everything, I've completed all the animes, all the dramas and everything. I'm hoping May is going to be better. It's already looking up actually because there's a drama. So we finally got a date for Love in Pavilion, which is the follow up to Fox Spirit Matchmaker. Let's hope it doesn't follow in the footsteps, but this one is starring Liu Shishi and Leon Zhang, but it's also got Shen Yu and Ding Yuxi and Hao Ming Hao in it. So it's got a stellar stacked secondary cast. So that makes me very excited. Everything that I've kind of seen coming out for this drama makes me even more excited to watch more. Now, by the time you guys listen to this episode, this drama would have already premiered because I'm recording on the 27th and this comes out on the 28th and this episode comes out on the 30th. So by the time you listen, this drama would have already been out. But I am very intrigued. I am praying to all the drama gods out there that it's a good one. It's only going to be 36 episodes, so we'll see. What happens. And then the other one that is also going to premiere on the 28th of April is called Love Never Fails. Now, I'm intrigued about this one and I kind of want to check it out just because I want to offer it some support. This is the drama that stars Lu Shu Yi, and it also stars Hu Yi Xuan. Now, this drama got put on the back burner because I can't remember who the actress was, but I think it was Yu Bing Yoon. That was in this one, and Bing Yan was in this one, and she had a fairly big tax evasion scandal. So basically what they did, they went in and they reshot or refilmed out, or they CGI'd another actress into this show. So now, and that actress is Hu Yi Xuan. So I'm just intrigued and want to offer it my support. So I'll probably watch the first couple of episodes just to see, what it's like. The posters that have come out don't look too bad. Of them basically having replaced her face with another actress's face, and that has allowed them to pass censorship and be able to air. Now, this is a Mango TV drama, but apparently it's also going to be on iQIYI. Hopefully it'll be iQIYI, everywhere and not just in certain territories so we can watch it, because otherwise I don't think there's a lot I can do. I will not watch it on Mango TV. You guys know their subtitles are horrendous. So That is the two that we have absolutely confirmed dates for that I will definitely at least check out and see how it goes. So that is all the dramas out of the way. And now we are going to be moving into my little book corner. So welcome to the first book corner of, Tea and Soju. Oh, this is a very interesting thing, guys, actually. We have actually started on Discord a book club and we've picked our first book. And basically, what's going to happen is every 2 months, we're going to have a new book, and then we're going to meet on Zoom and we're going to chat about that book. The first one that we came up with is A Song to Drown Rivers. So I'm very excited about that one. And we're going to be meeting on the 1st of June to discuss that one. So it's going to be very fun. And if people can't make the Zoom chat, that's fine. There will be in the Discord, there's actually a little, chat channel dedicated to each book club book that we read. So you can always drop thoughts in there and have a discussion there instead. So that was, I'm very excited. This was something that I've been toying with doing. And I was like, do you know what? I feel like we can expand and make a Tea and Soju book club. So that's what we're doing. Now, books that I finished this month that I'm, loved. So I finally did it. I finished the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, and nothing has been the same since. Oh my goodness. If you guys have read this series, this is high fantasy. It is incredible world building. It is so, so good. So my journey with Throne of Glass has been that I actually put off reading it for ages. First of all, the first book is a little bit slow to get into, but also I had read A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, and I was like, I'm really not enjoying this. So that kind of put me off a little bit off, Sarah J. Maas in general. But then I was like, do you know what? Let's do it. Let's try it out. And I did. And my God, I don't think I'll ever be the same. This has absolutely entered the top holy grail for my book series, which means it's one of those series that I have the audiobooks plus I have the physical books as well. And this will be a series that I will re-listen to the audiobooks at least once a year. There's a couple, I say a couple, there's about 2 series that I do that with every year. And this has now entered the chat in that, it's my holy grail of book series. I just loved it. It's so incredibly good. Everything is connected. Everything has a purpose. I love the characters. I love that at the end of the day, the men are great, but the females are even better. And I'm like, I'm here for it. Every single plot twist. I just think, not a lot is ever going to match up to this series for me. And so, yeah. And I actually did the very last book I was listening and reading at the same time. And I did that for the first time. And you know what? That just does something to my brain that my brain really, really enjoys. So that's been fun to do. So that was one of the series that I finished up this month, and now I'm incredibly sad that it's over, and I just want to go back and restart it straight away. But yeah, if you're a fantasy person, if you like strong female leads, highly recommend this one. It's just so incredibly done. The next one that I kind of finished was Vera Wong, and there's more to the title. It's Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. Now, this was just fun. So basically, Vera Wong is she is somebody who lives in America. She is an immigrant from I don't know how to describe this. I'm going to read you the Goodreads description. Put the kettle on. There's a mystery brewing. Tea shop owner, matchmaker, detective? 60-year-old self-proclaimed tea expert Vera Wong enjoys nothing more than sipping a good cup of oolong and doing some healthy detective work on the internet, aka checking up on her son to see if he's dating anybody yet. But when Vera wakes up one morning to find a dead man in the middle of her tea shop, it's going to take more than a strong, long jing to fix things, knowing she'll do a better job than the police possibly could because nobody sniffs out wrongdoings quite like a suspicious Chinese mother with time on her hands. Vera decides it's down to her to catch the killer. Nobody spills the tea like this amateur sleuth. So that's what it is. It's the genres is mystery fiction, mystery thriller, cozy mystery. I loved it. I loved Vera Bonk. She's a lovable bully. And I say that with like the utmost care. She truly is like a lovable bully. This story was just so much fun. I've actually already read the second book in the series this month as well. And this is a series that I'm definitely going to be following. I just have a lot of fun with it. I love the found family. I just adore how the story kind of like shapes up. So it's just one of those that I really, really liked. I like that we get like different perspectives, POVs in the book as well. So that was one that I finished up as well. And then one that I really, really, really enjoyed was Red Queen. Now, this was a reread for me because I read The Red Queen when I was like 20. And there's been so much chatter about it that I really wanted to go back and kind of see now as a 30-year-old what I think about it. I liked it, but I don't think I liked it as much as I did the first time around. And I think it's because the characters are younger and they annoy me slightly more. It probably doesn't help that I had just finished Throne of Glass, and Throne of Glass characters are just like chef's kiss. Is it still good? Absolutely. It's still a really, really good series. It's just that it doesn't quite live up for me like it did on the first read, if that makes sense. But I still really enjoyed it. And then the last one that I'm going to mention is The Lunar Chronicles. I love this. This is basically like a reinvention of Cinderella, Red Riding Hood, but with cyborgs and powers and all sorts of things. It's a lot of fun. This again was a reread for me, and I think I enjoyed it just fine. It's not up there with some of my favorite series. It's a lot. It's like much less romance and more plot, in this book. But it's kind of like a science fiction retelling dystopia kind of series, and I still really, really enjoyed it. So, yeah, that wraps up my book corner for April 2023. Let me know, guys, if this is something that you like and that you think it's okay for me to keep in. I want to keep it in. I think it'll be fun. And by having it at the end of the episode, I think it's quite a nice spot, because if people don't necessarily want to hear me yapper about books, then they can just kind of skip it over. So hopefully that works out for both camps of whether people actually want to listen or not. So yeah, that is everything in this episode. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time in your corner of the world, and I shall catch you next time. Bye.